Hello guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. This is the King Setup, and today I want to share with you about the weekly analysis. So I want to share with you the weekly analysis, what I'm expecting the price to do from this coming week. So number one, we start from weekly, and from weekly we mark weekly zones. So number one is identifying the engulfing zones. As I always say, just make sure you identify your engulfing zones, and then from weekly we will go to daily, and from daily we might move to H4, but most important is weekly and daily. So for this video I'll be sharing the weekly and the daily. So the H4 I'll be sharing on my Telegram link, and I'll be guiding you on how you might be trading or taking the trades on H4. So number one, I want to share with you the direction of this gold trade. So as you can see here, we have this engulfing. Mark it with maybe that color. So that is engulfing buy on weekly, and then weekly we have this weekly engulfing buy, and also we have this engulfing sell also on weekly. So this one I can change it to maybe blue. So we have two zones here, as you can see from this week of 21st April. As you can see from 21st April, we have been consolidating for long. So the price is not deciding whether we are buying or selling. That's why you see it is creating engulfing buy, and at the same time we have engulfing sell. So if we switch to daily, we might have a clean direction, because as I said, if you mark your weekly zone, the price should get out of that zone, and then after retracing that zone, it should give you on daily, it should give you engulfing sells. So here we identified that we had this engulfing buy. This first zone here is an engulfing buy, and then the price got out of that zone. Then after retracing, it gave us this engulfing buy. So this was the first engulfing buy on weekly. So okay, let me mark this color with the yellow or green. Let me make green. So this is the first weekly engulfing buy for this red zone. So this red zone is a weekly zone, and then at the current market price we had this first engulfing buy, and also the price created this engulfing buy here, and also the price created this engulfing buy here. So as you can see, we have a lot of engulfing buys more than engulfing sells. Okay, so number one, if you identify such moves, you are supposed to know that the price, if the price will be moving from this zone here, we are expecting H4 to give us engulfing buy on H4, so that we can retrace back to this zone. And then if we are going to sell, we are expecting the price, because we have the H4 zone here. So sorry, we have this blue zone here is a weekly zone. So the price got out of the zone around here, then it also created some sort of cells here, because we had this zone here, engulfing cell. Then the price tried to create another engulfing cell, but also as you can note here, we had this engulfing fail. This was another engulfing fail, because this blue zone created engulfing fail. It had created engulfing buy. So if you identify something like this, you definitely know, as I always teach, that anytime you have this engulfing fail, you know that the price will continue to push up, because the engulfing fail is always strong. So I might delete this blue zone, because we don't have more sells than buys, so we have more buys. So for me, this week I'll be concentrating on these zones. So these are my zones. These are my zones that I'll be concentrating on, because anytime I have the daily zones, I know H4, if H4 creates engulfing buy here, if H4 gives me a confirmation on engulfing buy here, I might continue to buy to the next daily zone. So if we will get some buys here, we might buy from this zone to the next zone. But if the price continues to break this zone here, we cannot say that we will have a good selling opportunities, because we have a lot of engulfing buys. Because if the price might not respect this one, it will respect this one, and if it doesn't respect this one, the price might also respect this one here. So where can we say we are supposed to be looking for good sales? Maybe we might not have good or clear sales this week, but for me, I'm hoping that the price will continue to push to this zone here. So if the price comes back to this zone, then we can continue to sell again, and then we might continue to our sales. But for this week, I'm expecting the price to continue going up only if H4 creates engulfing buy. Yeah, so we switch to the next pair, and that pair is GBPUSD. A lot of students have been asking me about this pair. They like trading this pair, so I'll be giving you insights on this pair. So number one, we start with weekly, and on weekly, what do we have on weekly? On weekly, we have this engulfing buy here. So this is our weekly. Okay, let me use like forex.com. I think this one is clear. So on weekly, what do we have here? This is what I said. We have this engulfing buy. That is weekly engulfing buy. So we change this color to maybe red. So then we also have this engulfing buy. So just know, if we are buying, okay, if we are supposed to be looking for buys, we are supposed to be looking for buys from this zone here, because this is an engulfing buy. We don't have any engulfing sell for weekly, so we only have buys. Yet the price is retracing back to this zone so that we can have a strong buys. So maybe these are buys both. So read that character like that. So if the price manages to break below this zone, we will be selling from this one. Okay, if the price breaks below this zone, that weekly zone, we will be selling. We will continue to sell to the next zone, and if the price starts to buy, we will be buying from this zone to this, because this one will now turn to the next, will turn to be engulfing fail, because I said once this weekly candle crosses below this zone here, it will become engulfing fail. So if we get some buys on daily, then we are going to buy from this zone here to this engulfing fail, so that we can continue to push down. But what if the price fails to break this zone? Then we are expecting H daily to give us engulfing buys around here. Let's see what the daily was doing. So we switch to daily. So on daily, after the price got out of the zone, number one is zone, number two is the price to get out of the zone, number three is for the price to move in sideways, and then the price to get back in the zone, and then we wait for the current market price to give us engulfing buy. And as you can see, this is the first engulfing buy. So I can make that one also green. So number one, we have these. Sorry. This one. This is the engulfing buy. Sorry. So number one, we have this engulfing buy zone. This engulfing buy zone that we are expecting the price to give us H4 engulfing buy around this zone here. If the H4 gives us a confirmation of engulfing buy, we are supposed to continue to buy. And if we are going to buy from this zone here, we are supposed to take our first take profit. So we are supposed to take our first take profit from that green zone or daily zone to this next daily zone. So maybe this one I'll change it to like that. So this is our zone. So we will be buying from this zone to the next daily zone. So if the price breaks above that zone, we can expect the price to come to this zone. And if the price breaks above that zone, we can expect the price to come to this other zones here. So we are expecting the price, maybe if the price continues to push up, we can expect that price to move from this zone to the next zone, just like that. So maybe we can concentrate on buys around this zone until if the price breaks below this zone, then we can continue to look for sells. but this is what I'm expecting as from Monday coming week. So we switch to Euro USD, and this is Euro USD. This is our Euro USD. So on Euro USD, I had shared this. Let me show you. I had shared this. If you can remember, I said if the price, okay, you can go and confirm on my previous video on how I shared about this zone here that we are supposed to be buying. If the price comes back to this weekly zone, we are supposed to be buying. That is what I said. We are supposed to be buying from weekly, then we confirm with the daily. So if the price continues to push up, then we can expect the price to break this one. But for now, this is another story now we have, because we had these buys from this zone, and then we are expecting some sales. This is GBP, this is Euro USD, and they tend to move same direction with GBP USD. So what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to be monitoring these two zones. Let's switch to daily and see what the daily was doing. Okay, on daily, do we have any engulfing sell on daily? No, we don't have any engulfing sell that has been created. So what if the price comes and crosses above this zone here? So we are not going to concentrate on more buys until this zone gets broken. So we will be watching what the price will be doing around here, and if the price gives us confirmation for continuous sales, we will be monitoring this pair, and then we will also be monitoring GBP USD. Let me see on GBP USD. Yeah, because on GBP USD, even wonder is it did not create any engulfing sell on weekly. So for this one, we are supposed to be careful when taking trades. So just make sure you get, if the price is willing to continue to push down, wait for the price to continue creating, or wait, maybe you can trade on Tuesday and wait. If the price crosses below this zone and then creates an engulfing sell, then you can continue to sell. But if the price continues to buy, we can expect the price to go up, and then we will be buying from this selling zone. That is the only option. So that is Euro USD, and then the final pair that I'll be analyzing is this one. This is USDJPY. They had also the link. I'll be using this one. Forex.com has good pair. This one gives a good candlestick formation. As you can see, we don't have a lot of gaps. So number one, we have this, and I said we were in continuous buys. If you can remember, I said we were expecting the price to come to this zone here. This was my zone that I was expecting the price to come to. Sorry. So we were buying from this zone here to the next weekly zone. So this is daily. Oh, I shared this one on daily, and I said if the price comes from this zone, then we are expecting the price to come to this zone. But let me first of all switch to weekly, because on weekly I was expecting some sales from around was it this zone? So yeah, it was this zone, and the price failed to touch that zone, because the reason why we are buying, it is only because we had this daily zone that is pushing now the price to this weekly zone. So because the first weekly buy is this one, okay, we are inside this weekly engulfing fail. Yeah, this engulfing fail, because number one, this one was engulfing sell, then it was broken around here. So this one is engulfing fail. That's why you see the price is trying to push up. So on daily, if the price creates engulfing buy here at the current market price, so it is around here, if we get engulfing buy here, then we can continue to the next weekly zone. That is how you trade from zone to zone. So maybe this one I can make it like that, because this one we are looking for buys and this one we are looking for sells. So anytime you are in a buying zone, just concentrate on buys. So just ignore sells anytime you are inside these zones, because you will be going to the from one direction the next one. So it is from zone to zone. Just make sure you concentrate on that. So if I switch to daily, this is where I said we are expecting the price to continue pushing up, and I shared this on Telegram. So this was my zone of interest, and then as you can see, the price has already created engulfing buy around here. This is where I say if the price gives you engulfing buy, just know the price will continue to push up. But before the price continues to push up, just make sure if you want to hold from weekly zone to the next weekly zone, make sure inside this zone here, okay, inside this zone here, because I said from this one, if you are holding from this one, make sure H4 creates engulfing buy here so that you can hold the next daily zone. But if you want to hold from daily, from weekly to weekly, then you have this CMP, because number 1 is zone, number 2 outside the zone, number 3 sideways, number 4 back in the zone, and number 5 at the current market price we get engulfing buy. So if the price retraces back to this zone, make sure the price has given you engulfing buy on H4 only, so that you can continue to buy to the next H4, so to the next weekly zone. But your roadblocks will be daily. So that is what we are expecting the price to do. So in this coming week, we might have a retracement, maybe tomorrow, I don't know, or maybe Tuesday, we might have a retracement to this zone. And then if the price continues to buy, we are going to buy to this zone. And if this zone doesn't hold, then we are going to touch this weekly engulfing sell zone. So that is how I'm expecting the price to do from this coming next week. So just make sure you watch everything and follow these steps so that you don't confuse. So let me back this one. So you are supposed to watch this engulfing sell. Just make sure you follow my TikTok account, so that anytime I'm going live, I always share these insights, and I'll be guiding you along the week. So on YouTube, just make sure you subscribe for the next videos that I'll be uploading. So, and if you want to join our community, just make sure you click the link on the description, and you will get to it will direct you to our Telegram channel. That's it. So just make sure you join our Telegram channel, and maybe if you want more of this, or if you want to learn more about the engulfing strategy, you can enroll to my mentorship. So just make sure you follow. Follow what I've been teaching. You will get everything, because I shared this on the previous weekly analysis. So I shared this from the weekly analysis was it on last week? I think it was on Monday. I think I shared on Monday what the price will be doing. This is what the price has been doing. To follow our direction, what we marked, what we did, and what we said the price will do, it has followed. So just make sure you follow. Consider subscribing and sharing with friends. These things are free here. Just share them free on YouTube, TikTok, and Telegram. Everything is free there. See you on my next video. Have a wonderful weekend.